Hello everybody, how's it going? Real Diversity here. We're back with another video. I'm not 1,000% sure on how I want to title this video, but it's pretty much kind of be like a pros and cons of Pokemon Pocket so far, and just things they've done right and things they've done wrong and things they can probably improve on going to the future, and probably it's just some things also general things like what's coming, what's been talking about, and what they're talking about bringing and things like that to the game. So while I do that, I'm gonna maybe open some packs, but I think I only have just one free one right now. But I don't know if I want to use my hourglass right now. But so one of the things is, I think right now, so far, I'll talk about some good things. Is that they have really done a good job of keeping the content fresh. It feels like there's something new just about every week. It's, especially if you're not paying attention or like looking for it, just kind of hits you if you're not just being super like on the nose about it and looking for new content. But yeah, that's how it feels for me. New content just comes and I'm like, oh great, awesome. So I'm really been happy to get just constant influx of content and things, new things to do, like the battle events in the what's this other event called, the Lapras event, drop EX drop event. So a lot of cool stuff like that has been coming, and we know they're going to be dropping more. So it's a lot of fresh content. It's a lot of things to do. It hasn't been a dull moment, at least since I've been on the game. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. And I can say that's one great thing to do is you want to always make sure you're keeping pumping something new, fresh out, and they've done a good job, I feel, with that so far. Negatives on that same aspect is, I guess, if we're talking about dropping and pushing content, one negative I would say is the card releases. Now, here's a few things with that right now. It's kind of tricky. The game's early, so how much can they really add right now? Typically, especially I'm used to playing Pokemon TCG live, so typically every 90 days, 3 months or so, we would pretty much see like a new cards and new sets and things like that coming. So that was pretty much what kept the game fresh and things like that. And I think I feel the same for here. But here they're in a tricky spot where it's like do you just like, there's an influx of new players, a lot of people come in and things like that. So it's like, do you wait for people to get their collections up, or do you just keep the content rolling? It's trying to have an interesting spot. Like, so there's a lot of free to play players. There's a lot of whalers that are spending a lot of money who probably already have their collections full and maybe waiting on some new cards already. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm pretty much gonna be free to play unless I see a good deal. Then I'll probably spend something. But I just spent just a little. I think just $10 is all I threw at this game, because of just I felt like I wanted a little bit of gold on me, and I wanted to just be able to pull some packs. So I was able to pull like I was able to pull some packs quicker than I wouldn't have been just waiting on the free packs. So I waited along with some of my hourglasses and combined it with some of my gold to optimize a little bit, and I was able to pull some packs. So I was able to get some decks in, things like that. So that was one thing I felt early on. I think, and I guess that's kind of another thing, is early on there's this big kind of stress, or I wouldn't say stress, but you cannot do too much early on. Early on, you're pretty much a sitting duck until your collection gets a decent size. Like you can't build too many decks, and things like that. So even right now, I have a decent amount of decks built, but I still don't. There's still so many decks I can't even try, right? And I'll even go to my decks right now. So we have a Charizard deck, Machamp, which was our first deck, Machamp, I should say. And we have Pikachu, Dragonite, Blaine deck. These are the ones I personally made, and there are some I could have sworn I made recently. There's some theme decks that I could claim, like if I wanted to, I could build this Blastoise deck, this Mewtwo deck, or the generic Machamp deck. But mine's is custom, or some of these other decks. So there's a few decks I could build. Things like that. So yeah, my collection is pretty decent size, but at this point, I think there's a lot of and it didn't take much. It didn't take a lot of it didn't take much, but just probably I've opened. I think it's at 100 packs by now. So just roughly 100 packs in my collection is, what are we at? How many? So we're at 181 out of 226 cards. So also interesting enough, we have 672 cards collected. So when you kind of do some math, we're still missing like 40 cards, right? Yeah, 40-ish cards, and we've pulled a bunch of duplicates, which is fine. But look at how many we're still missing here. And I think most of these, let me see what pack Venusaur is in. Funny enough, I've opened so many Mewtwo packs, but I've yet to get Venusaur EX or even this normal Venusaur. So it's kind of very interesting that I have yet to pull a Venusaur yet. But yeah, there's a lot of cards that I'm still waiting to pull, things like that. So, but anyways, when it comes to the collection, I feel like that's what I was getting at pretty much, is that it feels that's the one thing I'm not sure if I like too much. It feels like there's a lot of waiting involved and just a lot of luck waiting to just use a deck. Like it's you wait or you spend money and open a bunch of packs up. Like, cause I'm one card short for a lot of decks. Like Venusaur deck, I can make a Venusaur deck right now, but I'm waiting on Venusaur. I'm waiting on, pretty much that's about it. So there's a lot of things I'm waiting on. I have that Charizard deck. I haven't played it too much because I want to grab one more Moltres EX before I really start using it. So it's a lot of cards that you're just waiting on, one card or two cards that kind of hold you up. Now that's why I guess it's good that they did leave in or create this pack point exchange market, so that you can kind of grab those little cards. You're just missing that one baby Bulbasaur. You can go ahead and grab that, things like that, out of the packet part, out of this exchange, and I think I enjoy that aspect of it. So it's not too bad. It's not like you. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's also difficult, especially when it comes to the rarer cards, which obviously is why they're rarer, because they're harder to find and harder to get, more pricey, things like that. So, but other than that, yeah, I kind of do enjoy at least this aspect that you're not just dead in the water waiting on to the right pull, and you're not at the mercy. You're not completely at the mercy of opening packs and drawing and just spending a bunch of money or wasting a bunch of time. Because if you're just missing that one Pokemon, you can just go technically get that one Pokemon if you need. Now, I typically don't like using my pack points. I have used them to complete, just to get some middle evolutions, some things like that. And funny, as soon as you spend it, you're gonna probably see that same Pokemon like a little bit down the line as you open the pack, and you're like, well, I could have probably waited an extra day or two. But yeah, so it's a few things like that that I do enjoy. Now, I do enjoy the card art. Card art's great. The gameplay has been pretty good. That's what I was finna get into next. So the gameplay is pretty good. I think like I said, when it comes to, I think there needs to be some balancing. I want to say, I'm assuming they're gonna wait till maybe they drop a new set, but I think there definitely needs to be probably a little bit of balancing. I think right now, I think, and also another thing is there is so much RNG right now. I feel like that this game is so RNG based, and I don't think TCG Live was like dependent at all on RNG. Like there was so many good decks. The top meta decks did not depend on RNG, besides like your draws in your hand and the cards you pull and draw. But other than that, like your Pokemon themselves, your attacks and your support cards did not really revolve around RNG. This game, the coin flip is it is going to end all be all for you on this game when it comes to flipping these coins. And there's been times where it really like you win or lose a match based on that. And if you don't believe me, go watch my recent Dragon Knight video, and pretty much any of my last two recent videos, and we run into a bunch of Misties that have just they just get really extremely lucky Misties. And I'll tell you, I have a little bit of experience. There's a Dragonite. My Dragonite deck uses Misty, and I have terrible luck with Misty. It's about like every fifth game I'll have a good flip with Misty. But it feels like every Misty I go against, they have always an awesome flip. So that's my biggest thing, is I'm not a big fan of how much RNG is in this game. You have to get really lucky with a lot of these coin flips, especially if you get. It feels like too lately. Frost Moth has been putting me asleep, and it feels like the last 2 games I went against Frost Moth, they literally kept me asleep for like over 4 turns. Insane. It literally is insane. So, with that being said, the game overall is pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. Is very easy. I think that's the biggest thing going for this game. It's very easy for anyone to just come and pick it up. Anybody, even if you probably don't know there's our Venusaur we were talking about. Even if you don't know the game too well, even if you're not the biggest Pokemon fan, you can have a lot of success with this game, or you can have a lot of fun with this game, even if it's new to you. So that's one thing I must say. I think they made it very easy to pick it up and play it, and for that reason, I think it's a great game. You can probably invite your friends, even if they're not Pokemon fans, or even if they're not big card fans, or if they're a card fan but not a Pokemon fan, they'll probably like this game as well. So yeah, I think it's a really great game. Everyone can pick up. So that's the best thing I think going for this game for sure. And I think so. I guess I'll talk a little bit now about some new stuff that's supposed to be coming, things like that. So we know that. Also, I made some thought videos. I thought about making this video. I'm finna get back on topic, but I thought about making this video a thought video, like my thoughts on the game so far. But I already made one video, and then I made a second video a week later. And this one would pretty much be like a month in or so, or how long this game's been out since the end of October, right? No, it's only been over a little over 2 weeks. So it feels like this game's been a lot longer than it has, or at least than I've been playing it. But yeah. So anyways, so far, they're supposed to be bringing a trade system. I'm not even gonna speculate on that. I'm not even sure, but I will say, I guess this is I'm assuming it's gonna be like a 1-to-1 deal. So let's say this Venusaur here, right? He's a 3 diamond. If this has a specific rarity name, I'm sorry, I don't know. But I'm gonna just say 3 diamond. If 3 diamond, and then so if I'm able to, am I able to just trade this for any other 3 diamond? So any other the other a Blastoise per se, or another, or is it just a set maybe another 3 diamond grass type, or who knows? So we don't know yet with that. Or is it like a you can get a crown rare or something like that for the price, or say I want this Venusaur, maybe I can spend 3 of these Venonats that are 1 diamond to get the 3 diamond Venusaur. So I'm not sure how that it is gonna work. I'm very interested. Hopefully it's pretty fair, pretty simple, and doesn't overcomplicate it or make it too hard. But yeah, so there's trade system coming. That seems pretty interesting. That should hold us pretty. Hopefully, it should help us really fill our collections. Especially, I think they're gonna have to make the game easier to get cards, especially later on when if a new player wants to join. Like right now, it's fair game. Just open some packs. Have fun with it right now, but within 3 months, 6 months, when a new player wants to join, it has to be pretty easy for them to kind of catch up. And I wouldn't say completely catch up, but at least to make some decks, make a viable deck, things like that. And then also they're gonna bring a rank system, a rank mode, and I always love ranked. That's always my thing when it comes. You can keep me on any game. long as I feel like when I play the ranked, I'm making progress. I'm able to like go up on the ladder, or if there's a ladder, I'm always trying to like get to the max spot on that ladder. So that's another big thing about me. So if they long, anytime you throw a rank in there, you pretty much got me set trap personally. If you throw a rank and mode in there, that gives me something motivated to play matches and things like that. So, yeah. So I would let us see that. In a game like this, a rank mode is kind of funny to me because you're gonna see a lot of the same. There's tournaments. There's been a tournaments going on, a lot of online tournaments. I'm thinking about maybe even doing one myself, but there's online tournaments, and there's a lot of data in that, and most of the decks are pretty. There's pretty much like two main. I guess the big main decks that everyone's using right now is Mewtwo and Pikachu. Pikachu and Mewtwo are the main decks everybody's using. And so, cause I'm assuming they're just consistent. That's my only thing. I know for sure Pikachu's consistent. Yeah, that deck feels really great. I'm really waiting on to get another Pikachu EX so I can make my own Pikachu deck, or one that I'll use that's viable in the rank setting. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I think that's more than enough for me. Once we see that, I think I'm pretty set in there. But yeah, I'm loving the cards. I'm loving like everything feels, I would say, for the most part, balanced. Like there are some decks that do really well, but they still have weaknesses that counters. There's still plenty of counters out there for those decks. So yeah, it's a balanced game. There's no deck that's just overpowered right now. If there is something that's overpowered, it probably takes a lot of time, or it takes a decent amount of luck. So like I complain with Misty, for every Misty that does really well, there's a match where I go against a Misty, like two other matches. If for every match that Misty does good, there's probably two matches where the Misty has bad flips. So things like that. So I think the game, like I said, it has its ups and downs in terms of like the RNG, but other than that, the decks themselves and the Pokemon cards and everything else is pretty balanced. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say on this. So honestly, right now, I would say the biggest pros of the game right now is just kind of how much content that we're getting so frequently. And I think just the game itself is just really enjoyable. The collection, just collecting cards and doing all type of things is just really fun. Right now, so I think that's just the biggest things. The cons, I would say right now probably is card acquisition. So how obtaining cards right now, it feels it's probably the worst it's gonna be. Like I said, this is before trading. And I think and they may add some more things, but this is probably the worst card acquisition is gonna be. And I think it's still pretty like luck based right now about getting some of the cards you want, and you can open like so many packs and still kind of have bad luck. So but good thing, like I said, they do have these pack points for you. So anyways, and other than that, I think, was there one more thing con I want to talk about? Oh, and it's a potential con or potential pro, and how much or how fast, I should say, they're gonna add new cards to the game. So in my opinion, at least for this first month, I think they should, within 30 days, like by the end of this month, they should probably be releasing some new cards. Now I don't know if they will or won't. I'm not sure. There may, I could be talking about my neck right now. They may already have announced when they're gonna drop a new set or pack or things like that. But I will say, that they definitely need to do that within the next. I feel like by the end of the month for sure. Just maybe some Christmas related stuff or something like that. I think they can drop some new content or new cards, because like I said, I think there's plenty of decks right now. There's plenty of cards. There's 150 plus I think you can have some fun with this game, trying different decks, making stuff, different builds, all type of stuff. So yeah, I think there's a lot to enjoy right now. But I think there's still a finite amount of cards, and I think they should go ahead and start pumping in some new ones pretty soon. I'm excited to use some cards like Garchomp and Fernape. I'm a big Gen 4 guy, so I'm excited to start using some cards like that when they come. And what I do like about this game is you can make a deck out of anything. You can pretty much make a deck out of any card. It doesn't have to be an EX. It doesn't have to be XYZ or anything like that. It can be a card like just your favorite card. You could pick up any card and probably have some success with it. If your favorite card was Butterfree, you could probably pick up Butterfree. If your favorite card was somehow Primeape, Primeape's really good right now. You can be running Primeape. So it is a lot of cards in here. Pretty much every card has some sort of viability in my opinion right now. So yeah, I can't wait till they start really adding some new cards. If you want this Bisharp, I'm kind of been looking to I've been kind of looking at some of the steel types, or what's the metal-ish I should say, metal types, and this is all of them. And you could, I guess, if you made a deck, it would pretty much have to have all of these cards in it. But yeah, so what do you do? Flip a coin. Ooh, wow, that's pretty dangerous. But yeah, so again, look how much RNG is involved in this game. Like I said, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Hope I didn't miss anything. But if I did, I'll definitely make a part 2. But drop some in the comments. What are you guys excited about? What do you guys dislike about the game so far? What do you guys think they should do to improve? Like I said, I gave my opinion on it. I think, like I said, everything so far is great. I'm just curious as to see how they're gonna continue to keep dropping events, and how they're gonna how they're going to push new cards, and how quickly. That could be a make or break, I think, especially since the game's so fresh and new right now. They don't want to mistime it, and they also don't want to rush it either, but they also don't want to wait until everyone's pretty much like off the game, and things like that. So it's a very, very tricky thing right now. But luckily they're keeping, like I said, at least events fresh. So but yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this, man. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment. Real Diversity, man. We're out. Peace.